All publicity is good publicity. It's a phrase that we hear a lot. But is it really true? Is it really true that any attention or hype given to a project, a movie, a game, a specific person is beneficial for them? That's going to be the topic for today's in-depth discussion. Now this video is going to focus around the word hype. Companies hype up their projects, their movies, their games, and their products because they know that it'll give them attention and it'll get people ready to click that pre-order button as soon as it shows up. But hype is also a very deceiving tool. It's a tool that can be used to the advantage of the user and to the disadvantage of the person getting tricked. There's many conventions, such as E3, that let people show off the new games, or such as Comic-Con, that let people show off their new projects. And if it's a project that has a big name previously, or something that's getting rebooted, of course it's going to gather a lot of fans and a lot of hype surrounding it. And this will make you set your expectation really high for something. Now, hyping something is natural. You are drawn towards things, you like things, and you're excited when they come out because of all the information that you're fed and given. However, sometimes these ideas or hype can be misleading or just straight out lies. Or other times, your mind can misunderstand them and hype them up way too much and set your expectations too high, and inevitably you'll get disappointed. Now let's look at hype. Building extreme hype for something, or if you're personally extremely hyped up about something, sets a kind of high expectation. And being hyped up on something, it's good. It's a positive feeling. It's something you want to look forward to in life. But don't make it unrealistic. Most of the things that you're really hyped up for can either go two ways. It can either absolutely just fail, because maybe the people hyping it up lied. Take example, No Man's Skies. It was a very hyped game. It was a very good game according to the people who hyped it up. But once it came out, the game was mediocre. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't what it was hyped up to be. Through lies and deception, Hello Games lost their trust and lost their fans. And it's something that they can still not recover from. But good on them for putting the effort in to improve the game, since it is a much better place now than it was when it was launched. Now props to these hype men who were able to hype all of us up and fool us and convince us, because they have such amazing publishing tactics and they're so good at arguing. But that's not really what you want. You want to be realistic, you want to be real, and you don't want to build too much hype around something, or your fans will definitely be disappointed once it doesn't turn out to be the perfect thing that you describe it as. Other times there's movies. Movies that are expected to be really good, expected to be like something, expected to be this way, and turn out the other way. And fans are not pleased with it. Take example, The Last Jedi. People didn't like The Last Jedi because it didn't fit well in the Star Wars universe. It broke everything that was set up in Star Wars, and a lot of fans got crazy mad with it. But if you take a good look at The Last Jedi, it is not a bad movie at its core. It is not a good movie. It's a very mediocre movie, but it is a fun and enjoyable movie at that. In very rare cases will hype actually work out, and work out extremely well, such as Infinity War. It was a movie that was hyped up for nearly a decade, and once it came out, it actually met its expectations. But you know what's the real people that Infinity War impressed? The people who didn't expect it to be good. The people who walked in there with mediocre expectations, wasn't a super Marvel fanboy, and came out being like, wow, this movie is actually good. It's actually a good Marvel movie. I have a few friends that don't really like Marvel movies, but they loved Infinity War. They didn't set their expectations high, and they came out with a good result. And maybe that's something that we should all do, to enjoy things better. Most of the things, if you look at it, that you enjoy in life are things that you didn't really expect to be good. You tried out, and then you figured out that it was so cool. Because, take example, Your Name. It's a movie that, personally, I really like, because it was a surprise for me. I didn't expect it to be good. I came in there with mediocre to. One day I was just bored. I wanted to watch a movie. I just came in there to maybe let this grab my attention for a few hours, but it absolutely grabbed my attention, and I loved the movie. Now, of course, it's a movie with flaws. It's a movie with a lot of flaws if you look back at it. But the flaws don't quite bother me because I didn't walk in there with expectations that this was going to be a flawless movie. And without being hyped up and said how good this movie is, I walked out with a very good impression of the movie. There's other games such as Detroit Become Human that I walked in with very, very mediocre expectations. Maybe I'm going to play a little, just a little, but when I walked out, this was a game that absolutely grasped me. It's a game that I like. It was a really good narrative tale, and it was really heartfelt. And once again, I did not come in there with any hype or any expectations. But when I walked out, I feel good. It left a really positive mark in my heart. Now, something like Destiny 2, which is a game that has a history. For example, Destiny 1, Bungie created that game, and at the end of its life cycle, it was such a brilliant game, and people wanted that exact brilliance, and they saw the brilliance in the second game from what all the developers were talking about. But they didn't see through and look at the actual game for what it is and the key errors in the game until much later. After its few month release and honeymoon period, you can clearly see that there are flaws in this game, and quite major flaws for that. Their initial high ratings for this game was due to its hype and due to its initial impressions that it did everything the first game didn't do well, but it also didn't do everything or anything that the first game did well. It's still trying to repair itself today, and coming with the Forsaken expansion that's going to come very soon. Of course, I'm going to purchase it because I do like Destiny, but I'm warning you, do not, if you're playing Destiny, do not go into this expansion with good or incredible expectations. Go in there with medium expectations and medium amount of hype. Despite what all the E3 trailers are going to tell you, this might just be a good expansion. It might bring the game back on track. It might be an amazing expansion. It might fail horribly. You do not know that yet. And to go in there, you need to go in there with a very calm mindset. Don't get too hyped, and just wait for it to come out. And if it's good, great. It's a very pleasant experience then. If it's not good, well, you won't be too disappointed. Now that will bring this video to a close. I know this video isn't really something unusual that you would see from me, but it's something new I want to try out. I like talking, I like diving deep, I like discussing things, and this is my way of putting all my passions together and creating a video like this. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.